Well, hey guys, in today's video, I wanted to talk about a skincare line that you can get on Amazon that is fantastic and has so many uses for so many different skin conditions and skin issues that I have to do a dedicated video on that. It's a brand I've talked about in some other videos, Skin Smart Antimicrobial. All of these products are Hypochlorous sprays. What is Hypochlorous? It's a compound, oops. I just knocked over a lash freak that I had sitting here. Anyways, Hypochlorous is a compound that our immune system actually makes. The white blood cells in your immune system make it and use it to kill bacteria. White blood cells are the first players of the immune system to kind of show up whenever there's an infection, inflammation, or irritation in the skin. And this compound, Hypochlorous, helps to kill off bacteria, viruses, and fungal infections. This is another one of those ingredients that I consider medical grade. As a matter of fact, Hypochlorous is a hospital grade disinfectant that's also safe to use on your skin. Who would have thought that something that is used to sterilize hospital equipment can also be put on your skin and be useful, and importantly, non-irritating. Yes, that's right. Hypochlorous is very friendly for people with sensitive skin or rosacea prone skin. It doesn't burn, it doesn't sting, it's not drying, it's not irritating. It is a great ingredient. Not only is it antibacterial, but it's anti-inflammatory as well. So it's really helpful for a lot of skin conditions. It's helpful for acne. At its root, acne has, as part of its pathogenesis, a bacterial component. Cutibacterium acnes is the bacteria that lives in our pores and plays a major role in acne. Now, another ingredient I have tons of videos on that is FDA approved for treating acne is benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl peroxide likewise is antibacterial, but unfortunately it is super drying and burns and stings and can be very irritating. Hypochlorous is a nice alternative. It's not FDA approved for acne, but it certainly can help acne a lot. Skin Smart has a facial spray that can be used if you are an acne sufferer, and what I like about it is that it's great to take with you. And if you find that you're somewhere and you're sweating a lot, and this is a nice option because it's not drying, it's not going to interfere with your skin barrier or cause irritation, and can help with calming down and reducing acne flares. And related to acne, now that we are all wearing masks, a lot of people are seriously suffering with maskne, or acne related to wearing a mask. Basically, the mask causes irritation from the occlusion, rubbing on the skin, and people are getting a lot of acne breakouts underneath the mask. No matter, even if you haven't been dealing with acne, a lot of people are suddenly coping with it. And the facial cleanser is great to just spray on your face, around where the mask is gonna be. It disinfects the surface of the skin and can seriously help in reducing that. So it's really convenient for the situation that we're now all faced with wearing the mask and having that frictional irritation, and bacteria and sweat get trapped in the pore. But it's not just acne that this is going to be helpful for. It's also helpful for rosacea. Rosacea is an inflammatory skin condition that's characterized by burning, stinging, to otherwise innocuous things that come into contact with the skin. And part of rosacea has to do with inflammation, and perhaps some of the skin microbiome is disrupted. And so an antimicrobial can help. If you have rosacea and you've seen a dermatologist, you already know that rosacea is treated with topical antibiotics like metronidazole or systemic antibiotics. So there's definitely a bacterial component probably at play, and at any rate, at least inflammation is at the heart of rosacea. This is a great option, this facial spray, for helping reduce that inflammation and irritation. Beyond rosacea, it's also fantastic and amazing for people with eczema. Eczema is a disease where you have an impaired skin barrier, and a lot of what kicks off flares or exacerbations of eczema is staph bacteria on the surface of the skin. And one of the ways that we treat eczema to reduce those bacterial related flares is by recommending bleach baths. I have a video on the bleach bath method, so I will link that down below for those of you who are eczema sufferers. It definitely can be very helpful, but for everyday use, the Hypochlorous plays a similar role in controlling that bacterial burden on the skin for people with eczema. If you have a freshly cropped up flare of eczema, you know, it's open, a lot of times it's oozing, and I would strongly encourage you to consider getting some of this to spray on that, because it can easily become colonized with staph bacteria, and that makes that eczema more stubborn, more persistent. It contributes to itch. So this is a really useful tool for people with inflammatory skin conditions. I held up this particular product. It's their foot spray. The foot spray, the Hypochlorous foot spray, is great for just that, foot hygiene. If you have smelly feet, a lot of what causes the feet to smell bad is sweat and the bacteria that live on your skin breaking down that sweat and causing odor. This foot spray will help reduce that bacterial burden and will help with foot odor. It's also got antifungal properties, so it will help in reducing fungal infections on your feet and your toenails. It's not a treatment for foot fungus. It's not a cure for foot fungus, but it certainly can help when sprayed on the feet consistently. So I love that they have the foot spray. Yeah, you can pick up a lot of little critters on your feet in the communal showers. That's why they always recommend shower shoes. But definitely consider keeping this in your gym bag and spraying your feet after, like right before you get ready to put on your shoes and socks to disinfect them. Highly recommend. It's great. It's a great option for those situations. Now, if you're somebody who deals with flares of bacterial folliculitis, or really any folliculitis, honestly, this will also help reduce those flares because of the antimicrobial properties. It's antibacterial, so if you deal with bacterial folliculitis, which is one of the most common types, basically the staph bacteria trickling down into the hair follicle and causing little itchy bumps, this will help reduce the burden of that bacteria on the surface of the skin and help in reducing flares of that. If you have other types of folliculitis, at least the anti-inflammatory component of the Hypochlorous will help with that as well. It's just a really useful ingredient. And that condition, hidradenitis suppurativa, that a lot of you suffer with, it's a miserable disease to live with. Using topical antimicrobials helps control flares of that disease. It doesn't cure it, but it definitely helps. So those are some skin conditions that definitely benefit from using Hypochlorous. What's interesting about the Hypochlorous is it doesn't leave a residue on your skin. That's why it's not irritating. It goes to work right away. It exerts its mechanism and then is converted to saline. So it's basically just like having a little salt water solution on your skin. So it's not irritating, really friendly for sensitive skin, oily skin. I mean, any skin type can hack Hypochlorous. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention too. You know, a lot of people who have frequent staph infections, staph is that bacteria I was talking about, people who have frequent bouts of what's called impetigo, basically a little superficial staph infection. A lot of times what's going on is that your nose gets colonized with that bacteria, and you can actually spray a little bit of this around your nose to help control that, and it can really help with that. Another handy dandy use for the Skin Smart Hypochlorous sprays is spraying your makeup brushes to disinfect them. I've got videos talking about how makeup brushes can harbor all sorts of bacteria and germs that aggravate your acne and cause problems. I have videos recommending, you know, that you clean them regularly. But seriously, if you get some of this, each time you go to use your makeup brush, if you spray with this, that will help even more. It's not a substitute for actually washing the brushes, but it's just another add-on that can really help with the makeup brush hygiene. One thing that's important to know is that Hypochlorous is not the same thing as bleach. Bleach is a man-made chemical that is sodium hypochlorite, whereas hypochlorous is something that your white blood cells make naturally. Now, the hypochlorous in skincare products and disinfectants is technically man-made, but you know, it's not the same thing as bleach. So what I'm getting at is that it's not going to bleach your fabrics, or, you know, it's not the same thing as bleach. It does have a bit of a kind of a subtle bleach-like odor to it, but don't be alarmed. It's not bleach. It's not gonna bleach your skin or anything like that. And like I said, it is converted to what, you know, it goes to work right away, and then it's converted to saline, which is, you know, basically just salt water. And I mentioned, while it's naturally produced by your white cells, the stuff in products and disinfectants is man-made, but the process of making it is actually very interesting. They take vinegar and salt and water, and through a process called electrolysis, make the hypochlorous. The other nice thing about this, at least from an environmental perspective, is that you're not putting out toxic chemicals. I hate saying toxic or toxin because the clean green beauty movement has just, you know, totally usurped that beyond belief, that term. But I mean, there is such a thing as a toxin and an environmental toxin. And this, you know, it's just saline. So, you know, it's what's the ocean, basically. So from an environmental standpoint, it's much better. How do you use this? You just spray it on your skin and let it air dry. It dries in about 30 seconds, and then that's it. You don't have to wash it off because, again, there's no residue left behind, and you don't have to do anything. So it's really convenient for on the go and for disinfecting on the go. And now, the other thing I will say, honestly, so love the Skin Smart brand on Amazon, but they have all of these different bottles and packaging, and you may be wondering, how are they different? They're honestly not. I get why they have them in different packaging, because people are coming to their site looking for different skin needs specifically. Like, for example, somebody may stumble upon them looking for things for their feet. So they can't list, you know, I can see how it would be very cumbersome to list every single thing on here that these are helpful for. So they just make separate bottles to kind of target different consumers. I'm fine with that. I don't think it's manipulative or anything, but do know that the ingredients are the same in all of these products. So if you bought the foot one and want to spray it on your face, that's fine. If you have acne breakouts on the body, this is fantastic. Easy to get, you know, your back or your chest, and it's not going to bleach your fabrics, like I already said, which is a downside of using leave-on benzoyl peroxide, is that it can bleach your fabrics. This doesn't do that. Now, setting your expectations moving forward though, hypochlorous is not an FDA-approved treatment for acne. So if you have active flares, if you're having an active breakout of acne, I would say benzoyl peroxide is still going to be your best bet for clearing it, but this is something that can be incorporated into your acne routine to get control and to help, but it's not going to be a substitute necessarily for benzoyl peroxide. But down the road, this might be something that you can use exclusively to help control the breakouts depending on the nature of your acne. But in other words, for acne, it's not a replacement for benzoyl peroxide necessarily, but it has similar advantages that benzoyl peroxide offers in the management of acne without the risks of irritation, bleaching fabrics, dryness. So it's very sensitive skin friendly. You know, a lot of people with acne have super sensitive skin. They do not tolerate a lot of topicals. This is something to consider introducing into your routine in that case. This is also great to take with you camping. I know, like, we're getting out of camping season, but I often get questions for skincare product recommendations for people who are going camping and they don't necessarily have access to like running water or anything. This is great to take with you because you can disinfect your hands like a hand wash. You can wash your face with it. I mean, it's not going to remove makeup or anything. It's not like a makeup remover, but if you have acne and you are sweating a lot, this can help. And it's, you know, safe for the environment, so you don't have to worry. And it's something you can take with you on the go. I don't know how easy it is to carry this with you in a backpack, but these little bottles are pretty lightweight, so I don't know. I think that would probably be good enough. So Hypochlorous is a fantastic skincare ingredient. I think it is underappreciated. Hospital grade disinfectant that you can put on your skin that's not going to be irritating and is non-toxic, literally, as opposed to, woohoo, let's sell you a bunch of crap you don't need. Yeah, it's a really good ingredient. Now, is Skin Smart Antimicrobial the only company that makes skincare products with hypochlorous or disinfectants? Absolutely not. But it's the one that I'm most familiar with, and so I thought I would make a video and feature their products because they're the ones that I have always recommended to patients and used myself. There's nothing novel about the formulation of the hypochlorous that would make one brand better than the other. So don't buy something if you already have it, is what I'm getting at. But yeah, I really like this company and I do recommend their products. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.